Say hello. Welcome back to Teacher Kenny's English for Everyone. Everyone. So anyhow, like I always say, I hope you're doing okay. I really mean it. I hope you're studying. I hope you're learning something. And I hope you enjoy my videos. I try to bring you a few things that's a little outside the box. Things that are not, maybe you don't normally think about or normally see with other English teachers. But I do lots of normal things too. A few days ago, I had a student, which she's actually a teacher now, but she had taught some English, an old student. And she goes, "Teacher, do you think China is going to invade Taiwan?" That's the hot thing right now as I film this video, is the tensions between the two countries. But she said evade. And I'm going, you mean, now of course I corrected her, I'm the teacher. I said, you mean invade. And she went, yeah. Is China going to invade Taiwan? I said, well, I don't know, nobody knows. But that made me think that there are forms of that word, evade, invade. I can see how that is confusing, even to somebody that's spoken English for a while, is because especially like in China, they try to beat the vocabulary into you and hope you remember it for a test. And so we're studying, as an English learner, you're always studying vocabulary. There's so many words. And you just cannot learn all of them fast enough, usually to suit you. If you're learning English, you're learning for a job, you're in school, and you want to sound like a native speaker as quickly as you can, okay? And I understand all that. That's part of the fun of learning the language, is seeing yourself develop, seeing your skills develop and whatnot. But anyhow, here in just a minute, when I get done talking, I always got to say something. I'll break down some of these words that I was just talking about, and a couple of the word forms. And there's also kind of a bonus in there between evolve and revolve. I've seen that messed up in English Corners before. And so we'll take a look at some of this, and that'll just be a short, simple little lesson for you for today, okay? But we'll move on. Let's go look at a little bit of this vocabulary that I was talking about. Invade, evade, evolve, revolve. And then there's another word called invasive. You might not have ever heard of that, and I'm going to show you that also. So let's go take a look at that and study it, and I hope you're having a great day. Here we go. Okay, Teacher Kenny back here. Let's take a look at some of this vocabulary that could be just a little bit confusing. Like I said in the video, I had a student ask, said, "Teacher, is China going to evade Taiwan?" And I got to thinking, I told her, I said, the word you need is invade, but it opened my mind a little bit to some vocabulary that can be just a little confusing. So let's look at the picture here. I got the definition of evade. This is what the student said. "Teacher, are we going to evade? Is China going to evade Taiwan?" But in reality, evade means just to slip away, not deal with something. When we don't want to deal with it. So you can see the definition here. It's a verb, and it has different verb forms, which are things that we will discuss later. Evaded, he evaded the question, or I can see that he is evading my question. It's all in how we use it. That's the thing that makes English a little bit confusing. But anyhow, evade was not the word that the student was looking for. So let's look at the word now that the student was asking about. Invade. All right. See, now invade, totally different word, and it means to enter for conquest or plunder is the definition. So invade and evade were totally different, but I can see how if you're an English learner, remember I'm a native speaker and I know this stuff automatically, but when you're learning a language, when you are learning vocabulary, yeah, it can be confusing. And there's also the verb forms invaded, like uh, Russia invaded the Ukraine or whatever, uh, or um, or Russia is invading the Ukraine, because that's a hot topic right now. So we can use those examples. So evade and invade. And as I got to talking a little bit more, uh, there's this example here. Let me get it to pull up. All right, now look at this picture. Evasive. All right, that's another form of evade. Tending or intending to evade. See, so there's what evasive looks like. So let's plug that one in here before we go to our next word. Now this may really get confusing, but like I said, this is just very common things when you're learning vocabulary. All right. This next word, you would think it would be similar to invade, but it's again totally different. Here's the word invasive. Um, and we use this word a lot in America in relation to like down in Florida. There are animals in Florida that are not native to Florida, not natural to Florida, and we call them invasive species. So if you look here at the definition, tending to spread, especially in a quick or aggressive manner, such as example A of a non-native organism, so an animal in the case I was talking about, growing and dispersing easily, usually to the detriment of native species and ecosystems. So invade and invasive are very different, although, we could say the python invaded Florida and now it is an invasive species. But I can see, though, how many people would get these confused. And let's look at one more. There's another word that I have dealt with before, and it was evolve. Um, Let me find this word so I can show it to you. Where? Oh, here. All right, evolve. All right, I've heard people in English corners use evolve and revolve with the R. I've heard them use this in English corners, so I'll go on and address this. This will be like a bonus for you. To evolve means to develop or achieve gradually. Like, say, your English ability will evolve in time, or your English ability is evolving as we speak. Evolving as we speak. See, so it means that there's a change over time, is what evolve means. So remember that word, because there's if you can see the example, you got evolve, evolved, evolving. You know, like your English ability is evolving as I'm talking to you. And let's look at revolve real fast, because this is what I've heard in English Corners a few times, and we'll go and address this. The word revolve, if you look here, it says under the definition, to turn over at length in the mind, to ponder. Now, in American English, we don't really say that word like that much, and I don't know about the British, but it is a definition, so I'm addressing it. More than likely, when we say revolve, it means that something is, if you look at number 2, to cause to go around in an orbit, and all that means it is turning in a circle. An orbit, you know, like if a spaceship is revolving around the earth or whatever, that just means it's going in a circle. And that's also where the word revolver, the pistol, came into being, because you have a cylinder with the bullets that turn when you cock it to fire it. So that's where the word revolver comes from. But revolve just means going in a circle. And that's the easiest way to look at it. So when you see revolve, but there are forms, like, and we'll get into that later, like if I said revolution, which is totally different. But anyhow, evolve, revolve, I just wanted to address that. So that's kind of it for today's lesson. Just a short little lesson looking at some vocabulary, because I can see, again, as a non-native English speaker, how it could be confusing. So I just wanted to make a little video about that for you. But have a great day and study that vocabulary, but always look at the meanings of words. Okay, when you see a word that you don't know, if you know you don't know it, look it up, because just like in today's lesson, what you think it might mean could be something different. You know, one little change to you could be a big mistake maybe. So anyhow, you have a great day, and we'll talk to you next time. Okay, say bye-bye.